Learn to unlearn. You know, there are some harsh truths that we must face many times in our life. And the truth really hurts sometimes. The truth hurts because we feel like we've been deceived, we've been betrayed, etc. But we need to know the truth. Think about how many times in your life now that you've discovered the truth from things you thought were true 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Things we learned in our educational system, public schools, things we learned about religion, things we learned about our own families, the secrets that's been kept in families, you know, cousins and stuff that have slept together and produced children, and we didn't know who this child was. We thought they were just another relative. You finding out a lot of men nowadays, finding out 20, 30, 10 years down the road, their children are not biologically theirs. You have women who've carried these secrets all this time and didn't say anything. And when the children find out, they're devastated, you know. But you have to learn to accept the truth. Truth about yourself. You know, you're not the same person now that you were 10, 15, 20 years ago, all right? But you have to accept what you were 10, 20, 30 years ago and continue to rectify that situation. Make amends to those that you wronged or hurt and things of that nature. Think about the truths we now know about America. Things we learned in public school or even private school about this country that we live in that are not true, that were never true. So now we have to unlearn those things and be able to accept the truth. Accepting the truth is very difficult when you've been conditioned to think one way. You know, most things you know now, you know because someone told you it was so. Someone told you it needs to be this way. You know, a friend of mine once told me that you don't even know who your own parents are when you're born. Somebody told you that's your mother and father. And you have confidence that that's your mother and father because there are some similarities. You may look alike. You may act certain ways. And, oh, yeah, that's Johnny's boy right there or whatever. You know, oh, that's Sarah's child. She acts just like Sarah. But the fact could be, may not be your child. Now, mothers is more difficult because, you know, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. You know, that saying is very true. But there have been situations where fathers have gone out, produced children with other people, and the women have stood by their side, accepted that, and raised that child. And men have done the same thing with that. The difference is women can hide that a lot better than men. And we're seeing it more and more nowadays where these DNA tests are coming out and these men have raised these children for decades only to be devastated and find out that the child is not there. So, listen, we have to learn to unlearn. As I said before, we got to understand things are not always as they seem. When you're faced with the truth, you have to learn how to embrace that truth, deal with that pain, get through it. Just because it hurts doesn't mean you reject it. Real truth hurts. That's just a fact. So embrace the truth, make the changes, and do better moving forward.